This is Sports and Torts with David Spada and Elliott Harris on TalkZone.com.
We are back. I'm Elliott Harris with David Spada. And on the phone we have a man who played for 10 Major League teams, but I think of him primarily as a Los Angeles Dodger, two-time batting champ, Tommy Davis. Tommy, how are you?
How are you, sir?
Wonderful. Now, of all those teams, do you think of yourself as a Dodger primarily?
I would think so, because I started as a Dodger, and I did some good things with the Dodgers, and I'm still doing some work for them, so I'm going to say yes.
All righty. Now, how come you didn't end up a New York Yankee as a New York kid?
Well, I was in those days, they didn't have a draft, and so you were approached by the teams. So I was approached by 5 teams, and one of them was the Yankees. And in those days, they didn't come up with a lot of money. But what the Yankees did for me to try to get me to sign with them is I could work out with them anytime I wanted to when they were home. So I go to Yankee Stadium, and as a young kid, that's overwhelming. And there's the likes of Mickey Mantle, Marty Ford, Yogi Berra, Elson Howard, Moose Gowan. That's pretty tough to take. But Al Campanis, who, as you well know, was the general manager at one time, he was the head scout, and he would come over to the house to show my family that Dodgers were still interested in me. So about this time, I was going to sign with the Yankees on a Tuesday night, and Al Campanis found out about it. So he had Jackie Robinson call me that Sunday before that Tuesday. And when I heard Jackie Robinson's voice, which I didn't believe at first, I thought it was some of my friends fooling around. But I realized it was Jackie Robinson. I signed Tuesday afternoon with the Dodgers.
a pretty good recruiting tool to have Jackie Robinson.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a Jackie Robinson fan. Don't forget, when he first came in, I guess I was about 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. And when he came in, I just wanted to be a baseball player.
But David Spada here, Tommy. Did you get any hard feelings from the people in Brooklyn? Because the Dodgers had just left Brooklyn, and you're basically going to LA, and they basically deserted Brooklyn. Do people say, you know what, you're a traitor?
Well, they didn't call me a traitor because I was in minor leagues, and I really didn't get up there until the end of '59. But a lot of people in Brooklyn were very, as I could say, pissed off, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I was pissed off because I wanted to play in Brooklyn too, but you can't do nothing about it when somebody's paying your salary.
And Ebbets Field was a lot cozier than Dodger Stadium.
Oh, Ebbets Field was like your living room. Everybody knew it. And the funny thing about that, all the Dodger home games were on TV. And I think it started in early 50s or whatever, but none of the Yankees or the Giants games were televised at home. So I don't know how they did it, but you got real close to the team at that point because you can see them on TV all the time, and then you knew who was playing where and where they were coming up from. So you were real close to the team.
You played alongside a pretty decent center fielder with the same last name, Willie Davis. What was it like?
My roommate.
What was it like, being his roommate and having him alongside, knowing that if you couldn't get to the ball in the gap, he would?
Oh, well, listen, Frank Howard and myself, we weren't the fastest things in the world. Well, I was pretty fast at the time, but we would always say, go get him, Willie. The ball be about 10 feet from us, and we tell Willie to come back and come over here and get it because we know you can get it, So we were just spectators in the outfield watching Willie play.
Who was faster, Willie Davis or Maury Wills?
Willie was faster. Maury was quicker, but in a 100-yard dash, it wouldn't be that close. The 60-yard dash, yes, because we all had a 60-yard dash one day, and Willie ran in 6'2", and me and Maury ran 6'3", and a guy named Earl Robinson ran 6'4".
Now, you hold the Dodgers record for runs batted in with 153. It looked like Matt Kemp was going to break that by Memorial Day, but he's injured. Looks like he's back on the injured list once again. Are you fairly confident that record's going to hold up of yours?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's going to. In this day and age, you don't see too many guys getting that. But I knew it was a Manny. Was it Ramirez?
Yeah.
I think he had 165 at one point during his stay at the Red Sox. Am I right?
Yes.
He did. But in my over here in the National League, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. He had a good shot at it, but one other thing I was worried about, not worried about, but I thought about, I'm the only guy who led the league in hitting since they've been here in L.A. So that was another factor I was thinking about. So he got the RBI and he got the home run, but it didn't get the batting average. I want him to get it, sooner or later. But this was a 50-year anniversary of me having the batting championship, so I want him to get it next year.
Did it seem like that year you could do nothing wrong? I mean, because with 153 RBIs there, I mean, it's incredible.
Well, it was one of those great years, and Maury, stole 104 bases, and Jim Gilliam, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame, he just is quick, and Willie could fly, and all these guys had fairly good years. I had a guy named Frank Howard hitting behind me, and what a lot of pitchers didn't like to pitch to him with men on base. They didn't want him to hit the ball through to the pitcher's mouth. Guys might not ever see their families again, but I would get more than one good pitch to hit. Normally, you get one good pitch to hit. If you don't hit that pitch, you're not going to get a good pitch to hit the rest of the time at that. But I used to get two, knowing that Frank Howard was hitting behind me, so that helped quite a bit too.
Was there a stronger player than Frank Howard?
I don't know. I wouldn't say so. I mean, I remember Ted Kluszewski. He was pretty strong. Yeah. But I can't. I thought Frank was one of the strongest.
Yeah, I mean, you had Kluszewski, had Harmon Killebrew, but I mean, Frank Howard would just hit some towering shots. That
he hit shots he could get faked on, and curveballs he couldn't reach. He used one hand and hit the ball over dead center field after getting fooled.
And then you had Wally Moon with some of those moon shots.
Well, Wally Moon was before me. He did most of that in 59, 60, and then 61 he played quite a bit. But in 62, I know I started playing more often then. But the Wally Moon had this looked like a 9-iron.
Yeah.
And it just lifted off over that fence, because the fence was like 3 or 4 stories tall. It was only 250 feet away, but you have to hit a towering high fly ball to get it over. So he had this little looping. He's left-handed, so he just kind of looped it over the fence. And where other guys like myself, I hit a lot of line drives in that fence, would probably be home runs elsewhere. I ended up got to run like heck to get to first base, because the ball would just die when you hit the fence. And the left field could turn around and throw you out of first base if you was just fooling around. It was pissed off because it didn't go out or something like that.
Now, for the 2012 season opener at Dodger Stadium, you were there. The Beach Boys were there. What was it like?
Could you say that again, sir?
For opening day this season?
With
the Beach Boys and you and a lot of former Dodgers there. What was that experience?
Peter O'Malley, his sister. It was, all the guys that were still there from the 62 team. I think there was only 2 guys that could make it, and that was Koufax and Frank Howard. But we had most of the other guys there, and it was quite a spectacular feeling to see these guys they haven't seen in a long time, and see Peter O'Malley come out with his sister. His sister threw out the first ball to Tommy Lasorda. So it was quite an outstanding day, and it's something you just can't forget, really.
Was it coincidence or was it on purpose? You retired with 153 home runs, and you're going for the 153 RBIs.
Somebody mentioned that this year. That's the first time I just thought about that, and that is interesting. So, if I do another book, I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Now, when you were in high school, you had a teammate by the name of Lenny Wilkins on in the basketball team. Who was a better basketball player, you or him?
Oh, don't even answer that question. Yeah. Lenny came out towards the end of my career. I made him come out, my last year, because we used to play against each other all the time. We've been friends for years. And he was playing CYO ball most of the time. And then he had to work because, he was the man of the house. But I did have him come out. Lenny was much better, but I didn't make All-City my senior year, so I had some talent, so I enjoyed basketball. We were both going to go to Providence, but I wasn't going to be a power forward at 6'1", so I decided to play baseball, But, as when we were in high school and when we came in, there was a guy by the name of Sayugo Green. I don't know if you remember this guy.
Yeah, went to Duquesne.
Well, he was at our high school. He was leaving. And then when we were leaving, me and Lenny, and which is so significant in this high school, we got 2 Hall of Famers. When we were leaving, a guy by the name of Connie Hawkins was coming in.
Wow. So
we got 2 Hall of Famers from our high school, and Lenny's a Hall of Famer as a coach. He's also a Hall of Famer. He's gotten in the Hall of Fame for the Olympics. So he's got 3 Hall of Fame situations.
Okay. Any other baseball players come out of Boys High?
Not really.
Nobody of that caliber.
No. Well, I can't recall, but we had some good ball players. But I can't recall if anybody that made the major leagues. But I did have a great Sandlot team. We had a team that was the only black manager of that era. That had this team, but this team wasn't black. It was composed of a lot of Italians, Jewish people, blacks, and Irish. And we were the 1955 New York State champions of the Kiwanis League. And the significance about this, we played our championship game in Cooperstown. We beat Watertown, New York, 7-4, something like that.
What was your favorite moment in your baseball career?
There were several, actually signing the Dodgers. I remember one time in a game in the Coliseum, I wasn't playing, and it was an extra inning game, and I came in, and Roger Craig came in to pitch, and I told Roger I was going to win the game for him, and I hit a home run. I do remember something like that. And I ended up beating the Yankees 4 in a row. Think about it, nobody's ever done that, and we were able to do that in 1963. And I had an uncle who was a Yankee fan, and he used to really get on our cases, our family, all the time about the Yankees winning all these World Series. So, when we beat the Yankees 4 in a row, he went out of town. I think he went over to New Jersey for about a week. He didn't want us to call him and send flowers to him and candy to him and everything. So he got out of the town for a while. But when I made the Dodgers, he became a Tommy Davis fan, though.
Okay. Best ball player that you ever played with or against?
Woody Mays.
No question about that, huh?
No question. No.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, he was out. He could do it all. He had, as a scout say, he had the 5-2 situation where he can do it all: run, hit, throw, defense, offense, home runs, average. And I also liked Stan Musial. I growing up used to see a lot of Stan Musial playing against the Dodgers. I thought he was a great hitter. Naturally, Ted Williams, Clemente, and Mr. Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
So I was around all these guys, and then I happened to see him, and I was in awe of all of them.
Yeah, it was a great time in baseball. Thank you so much for your time, Tommy Davis. Continued success, and we'll celebrate your batting title from 1963 and the Dodgers' 63 championship next year.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thanks for calling, and I enjoyed talking to you guys.
All righty.
Thank you.
That was Tommy Davis, and David Spada, and I would like to thank him, Tony Oliva, and Adrenaline Rush dancer Karina for a wonderful show. Maybe next week David will be back in studio. You'll have to tune in and find out. This is Elliott Harris. You're listening to and watching, hopefully, Sports and Torts on TalkZone.com.